Welcome to day 10. Yay! Day 10 of the Valentines. This day 10 is a compilation of all things that we've discussed on days 1 through 9. So this is our Let's Take Action Day. So to recap, I opened up this series by telling you how the term or how we begin to acknowledge Valentine's Day. I kind of gave you a brief history on that, talked about Saint Valentine and the Roman churches and things like that. And then I talked about what real love is not, and real love not being instant, right? I talked about real love not being instant. That was on my day 2. Day 3, I talked about steady in love, because you always want to continue to grow in love. Because as people, we mature, we grow, we have different desires every day, we change. And so as we change, the way that we want to love and the way we changes as well. The things that you thought were important at a younger age, you find it's not as important as you start to get older. Then I went into talk about love having its ups and downs. And when you are true in your love and steady in your love, you're able to ride the waves just like anything else. Because love has its ups and downs, no matter what, just like all things in life. Then I follow that up with a definition about what love is, what I thought love is, and how you can help decide what love means to you. For some people, love is security. For some people, love is, having that person that completes your sentences, having that person that, when you're both at the sink brushing your teeth in the morning, you give them a little bump to let them know that, hey, how you doing? Right. Also told you love is not, love is not anything that hurts. Love is not conditional. Love is not, transactional, is relational, right? So it shouldn't be like a quid pro quo. It should be, because of this, I love you, or because of you are the way you are, I love you. That's what love should be. It should be relational, not transactional. Then I went on to tell you about your love languages, right? The 5 different love languages. How you receive love may not be the same as how you give love. Right? You may be the person that believes in telling a person, hey, you look nice today, or hey, I love your hair like that. But then you get a little shy when someone tells it to you. So your love language may not be, things like that. Your love language might be physical to word affirmation. Right? So sometimes the way we receive love is not necessarily the way we give love, and vice versa. But then sometimes it is the same. You may be a person that likes physical touch, and then you also may like to give physical touch. You have to decide for yourself. And you don't have to be all of one, right? You can be a little of this and a little bit of that, but then you'll notice that you do show more of the traits of one versus the other, right? But when you think about your love languages, for me, I have my top 2. I know that I'm this, but I'm sprinkled with a little bit of that. So that's how my love language is. And then after that, we went about something about you, or something about you I love. Like when I thought about that, where the Stevie Wonder and Donnell Jones, there's something about your love, right? There's something about your love that makes me weak, that knocks me off my feet, right? What is it about you love? What is it about you that would make a person say, you are the person I love, right? And so that causes you to ask yourself the question, what is it about you? What is it about you that's deserving of love? What is it about you that should have love? Because everybody deserves love. Listen, everybody deserves love. There's no exceptions to this rule, okay? But everything about you is unique to you. So what is it about you that is lovable, and that can be loved and should be loved, and all things love? Right? And then now we are here to take action. How do we implement all these things that we've talked about over these last 10 days and turn them into how we go and conquer love, right? Because when we think about it, um, in the beginning of this series, we're talking about just life, living. That's it. The two things in life is about living and loving. Okay, because you can live all you want to, but if you don't have anybody to love on or share love with, or somebody to share those things with, that doesn't mean anything. And then if you loving on somebody but you're not living, then are you really just, are you, then what are you doing? So you need them both, right? You need them both. Okay, you need them both. So living for you can mean you and your loved one out in the middle of nowhere in a cottage, and it's just y'all, and you eat off the land, and everything you do is about you too, and you spend the rest of your life like that. But if that's your living and your loving, then that's your living and your loving, right? Your love can means, you having a modest lifestyle, you and your partner, having 9 to 5s, and you're working and you're raising kids and doing whatever. And then you come together and you share your day with each other and you love on each other, right? Love same as long as it works for you, as long as your living and your loving works for you and what you want in your life. So take action, right? Go out and find that person that helps you to understand you. Go out and find that person that loves you the way that you deserve to be loved. Go out and find that person that allows you to love the way you want to show love, right? Find that person, manifest that person. And people get so hooked up on that, my love will find me. I won't go looking for my love. Listen, you can sit here all you want to, hoping that somebody knocks on your door. You can sit here all you want to, hoping that, if you just sit here long enough that things will just happen. No, you have to put in the work. And when I say put in the work, put in the efforts to meet people. But not only that, you have to put in the work with yourself. You know what I mean? To accept love in its entirety, which means that you need to be whole and complete and healed. And I'm not suggesting that everyone has any type of issues to heal from, but if we understand ourselves and understand how we became to be who we are and why we have to have certain things in our lives, this comes from years of you developing to the person you are. And so those things can be beautiful things. Those things can be all beautiful things. It doesn't have to be anything bad or tragic or anything like that. They can all be beautiful things. Maybe you came from a family, a household with a mom and a father, and they were loving, and they showed love, and they sat down at Sunday dinner and everybody ate, and the mom did this and the dad did that. Maybe that's how you see love. So because you see love that way, you seek to find someone that fits the lifestyle that you chose when you were growing up, right? Like I said, it doesn't always have to be anything bad. It doesn't have to be tragic. It could be something beautiful, right? But you have to know that for yourself. You have to know that for yourself. I come from a family where the majority of the people were divorced at some point. I think most people were divorced. Even my grandparents, who were married for 50 years before my grandpa passed, they both had already been divorced at least once. So for my grandmother, it was her second marriage, and for my grandfather, it was his third marriage, right? So everyone had been through some type of divorce. Same thing with my aunts and my uncles and my mom, myself, my brother. Most of us who have been married has been divorced at least one time, right? And I mean, I can't even think of anyone in my family who hasn't been standing about myself, standing about life. So moving forward, I understand that somewhere in me, I saw that as okay. I saw that as, if it doesn't work out, you can always get a divorce, because that was the advice that I was given for my first marriage. But now I understand that I wasn't sure how to fight for the marriages the way that we should. And I know this about myself. And unfortunately, it took me 2 failed marriages to learn this about myself. So moving forward, when I get married for the third time, right, I understand the importance of fighting for something. I understand and working hard is for something. I understand that people are raised differently. And because people are raised differently, they see the world differently. They see the world through their lenses and not through my lenses, right? And so this is something that I know about myself. This is something that I know that is bad, right? So I'm able to take that and saw what I liked about it and saw what I didn't like about it and use whichever portion of it that suits me and my happiness in my life and helps me to work towards the goals and the wants and desires and needs I have for myself in my life. But I know that about myself. I know that. I know that about myself. So this isn't to imply that I have all the answers. This isn't to imply that I have my whole life 110% figured out, right? But I know a great deal about who I am and why I am the way I am. And so this comes from me doing the work. This comes from me looking at these things that were on my 10 days of love and questioning myself. And when I say question myself, not in a negative way, but asking myself, Yasheka, what does love mean to you? Right? What is love not to you? How do you show love, receive love? Right? I had to ask myself these questions. And every day I make it a point to know something more about myself that I didn't know yesterday. And this comes from me having thought provoking conversations or writing down things that I would want my partner to know about me, or things that my partner would ask me, and it would help me to think about me and who I am. And so they're thought provoking questions. And so as I think of those questions, ones that I can ask my partner, I also ask them of myself. What does love mean to you? What does love mean to me? Right? How do you define love? How do I define love? Right? What is love not? What is love not to me? What is it about you that's worth loving? What is it about me that's worth loving? What do I offer? How do I want to be loved? How I show people how I want to be loved? How do I teach people how do I want to be loved? How do I tell people how I want to be loved? Right? Because if I tell you that my love language is physical touch, and you make it a point to never touch me, right? Except for when we're having sex, that doesn't work for me as a person. But I need you to know that. So there's at no point in the relationship can you tell me you didn't know, because I'm making it known. I like physical touch. Physical touch is probably my first. Matter of fact, it is my number one love language. I love the physical touch. I love the warmth. I love the closeness. I'm the person that throws my leg over on you while we're sitting there watching TV or I'm reading a book. I'm the person that when I talk to you, I have to touch on you. I learned that about myself. I didn't always about myself. I learned that about, right? Anybody that I'm with, they may not be a physical touch person, but they're okay with me showing my love that way, right? And that's how you know that you're like this with a person. They let you be you are being yourself, and everybody's good. They're being themselves, and you're all good. Listen, there are a lot of things that we can talk about when it comes to relationships and dating and love and marriage and all those things. But everything that we do and everything that we discuss, it all starts with self. No matter what, it all starts with self. It all starts with you knowing you. That's it. You knowing you. And so if you did not catch all of these 10 days, like leading up to this one, make sure to go back and watch all the days of love, #Valentine's special, because I believe that it was something that was necessary as we are in this month of love, surrounded around Valentine's Day, which is when, we all show somebody that we love them, right? When we need to be doing these things every day. And I know sometimes it gets hard. Life has its up and downs, its trials and tribulations, right? And then some things that you start to neglect or take for granted, and you have to be reminded. So I'm here to remind you. Thank you guys so much for going on this journey with me. And make sure that you subscribe and like to my YouTube channel as well as on my Facebook, and catch me over on Instagram at coach_Yasheka. I am Yasheka Foster, affectionately known as the Artist of Dating. I empower successful women to date through self-discovery, to manifest the love of their lives and the tools going on this journey with me, my 10 of love, #Valentine's special. I'll catch you guys next time. Take care. Bye.